Imagine living in a world where there were no doctors, no hospitals, and no medicine as we know it today. If you got sick, people didn't give you pills or injections, they gave you plants, herbs, or strange rituals they believed could heal you. Sounds wild, right? But that's exactly how the history of medicine began. And the journey from those early days all the way to modern vaccines is one of the most fascinating stories ever told. Today, we're diving into that journey, and by the end of this video, you'll never look at your medicine cabinet the same way again. So let's rewind thousands of years. Picture ancient people living in caves or small villages. If someone had a fever, they might crush up leaves or boil bark from a tree to make a drink. For stomach problems, maybe they chewed on certain roots. And here's the amazing part: some of these natural remedies actually worked. For example, willow bark was used in ancient times to relieve pain, and much later scientists discovered it contained the key ingredient that would become aspirin. It's kind of like early humans were running science experiments without even realizing it. As civilizations grew, medicine started to look a little more organized. In ancient Egypt, doctors wrote medical texts on papyrus, recording treatments and surgical techniques. They believed illness could be caused by angry gods or by spirits, but they also experimented with herbs, honey, and even early forms of surgery. In ancient China, healers practiced acupuncture and used herbal mixtures that are still studied today. And in India, Ayurveda became a system of balancing the body, mind, and spirit through diet, herbs, and lifestyle. Imagine being a patient back then. You might have gotten a mix of spiritual advice, strange-looking herbs, and surprisingly advanced medical care. Then came ancient Greece, where medicine took a big leap forward. Have you ever heard of the Hippocratic Oath, the promise doctors still take today? That comes from Hippocrates, often called the father of medicine. He was one of the first to say, "Hey, maybe diseases aren't caused by angry gods, but by natural causes." That idea changed everything. Greek doctors studied symptoms carefully and tried to find logical explanations. They believed in balancing the bodies for humors, blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. It wasn't exactly accurate science, but it was a huge step toward real medical reasoning. The Romans took Greek ideas and ran with them. They built aqueducts to bring clean water into cities, created sewage systems to keep streets cleaner, and set up military hospitals for their soldiers. One famous Roman doctor, Galen, wrote medical texts that were used for over 1,000 years. Some of his ideas were wrong, but his writings became the standard, shaping medicine well into the Middle Ages. Now let's fast forward to medieval Europe. After the fall of Rome, medical knowledge slowed down in Europe, but it didn't disappear. In fact, much of it was preserved and expanded in the Islamic world. Doctors like Avicenna wrote encyclopedias of medicine, blending Greek, Roman, and new discoveries. Hospitals flourished in cities like Baghdad and Cairo, offering care to the sick long before similar institutions appeared in Europe. Meanwhile, in Europe, medicine often mixed with religion. Monks copied medical texts and provided healing in monasteries. But for many ordinary people, treatments could be as simple, and sometimes as risky, as leeches, charms, or prayers. Then came one of the darkest moments in medical history: the Black Death in the 14th century. The plague wiped out millions, and doctors at the time had almost no idea how to stop it. They wore those creepy bird-like masks stuffed with herbs, thinking the smell would protect them. It didn't, of course, but the devastation pushed people to start questioning old methods and looking for better answers. The Renaissance was like a rebirth for medicine. Scientists started dissecting human bodies to understand anatomy. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci sketched detailed drawings of organs and muscles, helping doctors see how the body really worked. Printing made medical books more widely available, so knowledge could spread faster. Slowly but surely, medicine was moving toward modern science. The real breakthroughs started rolling in during the 17th and 18th centuries. The microscope revealed a whole new world of tiny organisms. Blood circulation was explained by William Harvey. And then, in the late 1700s, something revolutionary happened: vaccination. Edward Jenner noticed that milkmaids who caught cowpox didn't get smallpox, a deadly disease. So he tested the idea by deliberately infecting a boy with cowpox and later exposing him to smallpox. The boy didn't get sick. That experiment became the foundation of vaccines, one of the greatest life-saving discoveries in human history. The 19th century brought even more changes. Surgery became safer thanks to anesthesia, so patients didn't have to be awake and screaming during operations. Germ theory, developed by scientists like Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch, showed that tiny microbes cause diseases. Suddenly, doctors knew they needed to wash their hands, sterilize tools, and develop medicines to fight infections. Hospitals became cleaner, and survival rates soared. Can you imagine living before that, when surgery was often more dangerous than the illness itself? By the 20th century, medicine exploded with innovation. Penicillin, the first true antibiotic, was discovered almost by accident and went on to save millions of lives from infections. X-rays allowed doctors to see inside the body without cutting it open. Insulin gave hope to people with diabetes, and vaccines kept expanding, protecting people from polio, measles, and many other deadly diseases. Today, we live in a world where medicine is more advanced than ever. We have MRI machines that scan our brains, robotic surgeries, organ transplants, and genetic therapies that can target diseases at the DNA level. During global crises like pandemics, scientists around the world work together to create vaccines in record time, something our ancestors could never have imagined. But at the same time, some of the oldest traditions of medicine, like herbal remedies and holistic practices, are still used today, showing that the story has come full circle. What's really amazing is how far we've come in such a short time compared to all of human history. From chewing on bark to creating high-tech vaccines, medicine has always been about one thing: the fight to keep people alive and healthy. And who knows? The future might bring cures for diseases we still can't solve, or even ways to regrow organs and extend human life far beyond what we think is possible. So the next time you take a pill for a headache or roll up your sleeve for a vaccine, remember, you are part of a story that started thousands of years ago with people experimenting with plants and prayers. It's a story of trial and error, of brilliant discoveries and tragic mistakes, but most of all, it's the story of human determination to survive. If you enjoyed this journey through the history of medicine, make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments. Maybe tell me which part of medical history surprised you the most, and don't forget to subscribe for more exciting stories from history, science, and beyond. Together, we'll keep exploring the amazing journey of humanity, one story at a time.